Hey kids, how's this for scarier than all get out? Doing a live stream while I'm driving up here in Alaska. I'm actually just testing this out to see how well it works. At my live stream yesterday, a lot of folks were complaining about the fact that it's the same background behind me every time I do a live stream. So now I know this is crazy doing a live stream while I'm driving down the road here, but this is Alaska, and we don't exactly have a high traffic environment. In fact, you can see out my window and see just how much traffic I really am working with here. I have an RV in front of me, about a half a mile up the highway in front of me, and I have nobody behind me as far as I can see. And as you can see on the side here going down the road, there isn't anybody. So, hey Danny, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live stream. This is just a test. I'm not doing a usual live stream, just playing on here, seeing how this works. But yeah, it's raining. Actually, I had sunshine a minute ago. First time I've seen the sun in a month, I think. It's been nothing but rainy up here, so guys are probably getting a pretty bad connection, probably dropping and cutting in and out a bit. I apologize for that. It is what it is. Hey Kelly, how you doing, buddy? Sorry if I'm not looking directly at the camera all the time, but I am driving down the Parks Highway here in Alaska. Oh, there's a bunch of traffic all of a sudden. There's 2 or 3 cars going by. We live in a pretty remote area, so and if I miss your message, if I didn't catch it, I'm sorry, but I am driving while I'm doing the live stream, so my apologies for that. If I miss something, give it back. Hey Judy, how are you? Nice to see you here. Like I said, I'm just testing the live stream on my cell phone to see how it works. I have to drive into Anchorage today to go meet a client, get some documents signed for a piece of property I sold. The old codger I'm working with, it's 100 miles each way to his place, from my place to his place. A little more than that, actually. But the guy doesn't have internet, so there's no other way for me to keep driving eyes forward. Yes, sir, will do. I'm trying. Anyhow, he doesn't have internet, so the only way I can get anything done with him is to drive over and see him. So I do have some questions for those of you guys watching. How's the audio? Am I coming in clear enough? Hey, definitely maybe. How you doing? Yep, Mama Brinkley's on here. Binkley, Kim, Kelly. Actually, I think that was Kelly that was on. That's Dad. So, low recycled. Sounds great. Good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm just driving down the Parks Highway here in Alaska. Just wanted to test out the live stream function on my phone and see how well it does. Got me and the dog here next to me, and just cruising on down the highway doing 70 miles an hour. Now I'm in a little congested area. I'm getting close to Willow, Alaska. Well, I'm still 20 miles south, but all of a sudden, oh, you know, I know what it is. It's Memorial Day weekend. That's what it is. All of a sudden, there's a lot of traffic on the road. We don't usually get a lot of traffic up here in Alaska like this. Not where I live. So there have been times I've driven all the way down into Willow and Wasilla, which is, you know, 30, 40, 50 miles from me, and not past but a dozen cars along the road. So, hey Cam. Guys, I'm missing a lot of these texts because I'm driving, so I apologize for that. And yes, it is raining. We're having a sun shower actually at the moment. It's still coming down a little bit. In fact, I got to kick my windshields on here, my wipers, because I'm getting into a little bit more rain, getting some of the spew coming off that RV in front of me. I finally caught up to him, but slow down here a little bit. Yes, now we're doing 60. We're passing the Coswell Grocery. You'll be able to get a brief glimpse of it out of the phone there. I can't really move the phone. I have it mounted now, but there's the Coswell Grocery in Coswell, Alaska. Give you an idea where I'm at. As you can see, there's no snow on the ground. We finally got rid of the snow from winter, and we're in green up. We went from break up to green up. and now is green up. So all the leaves are coming out on the trees, and the grass is turning green and starting to grow again. And hey, Doc, I haven't seen you in a long time. Did I lose weight or just the beard? I lost a couple pounds by taking the beard off. Let's put it that way. Losing a little bit of weight, not making really great progress. And you know, I've decided that as long as I'm up here in Alaska, you know, I was snowed into the cabin all winter, and now I've been kind of rained in. This is the wettest spring I've ever seen up here. Usually April and May are dry months for us. I mean, we have hardly any rain at all, and boy, this year we've just had a bunch. So I'm hoping it dries out a little bit in June, because July and August we usually get pretty wet, pretty rainy. So I don't know, it might just rain all summer. That'll suck, but it is what it is. Weather, can't do a damn thing about it. Yeah, it's definitely Memorial Day weekend. A bunch of RVs and stuff going the other direction, heading up and down the road. Up here in Alaska, we go pretty much from Labor Day, and we go from September, you know, first week September till this weekend. This weekend is the opening weekend of tourist season up here in Alaska. So all winter long, we'll go with hardly any traffic on the roads and hardly anybody up here, just us locals. And now, from now until Labor Day, it's just going to be wall-to-wall RVs and tourists and people on the road. So lots and lots of people on the road. Wow, a lot of traffic. I'll bet you we see an accident. Most of these people are out of state, and they don't know how to drive our roads up here. They'll see a moose off the side of the road and freak out and cross 2 lanes of traffic, thinking that moose is just waiting for their car to come to run out and step in front of them. There's a little opening there, a little swampy area. Good old Alaska wetlands, if anybody wants to buy some Alaska wetlands. I'm making, Doc, I didn't catch that. It said I'm making something. I'm not able to really follow the chat very well on my cell phone while I'm driving. My apologies for that. But I got to concentrate on where I'm going. I see you now. There you go. Hey, definitely, maybe. I see you now, too. What's the temperature up here? 47 degrees. Making 15 miles to the gallon, 353 mile range. So, hey, buddy. There, I saw that. I wish the phone pinged every time there was a message or something, get my attention, I could go look over. But, you know, checking the mirrors and checking the windshield in front of me. Man's got to drive. And, of course, the dog's not much help. You know, she's just laying here next to me, out cold. Hey, yo, Bobby, Megan, how are ya? Sailing Doodle people. I got your message on that cat, Bob. Just got your text message a little bit ago. Bad connection. Sorry about the bad connection, guys. I'm driving down an area here that's tight. Did you see the doodles went over 20? No, I did not see that. Awesome. I didn't get to read the rest of your text. I can't read long text, guys. Doodles, I just finished watching you guys. Yeah, I watched their video this morning. They're about checking in with the dogs. I found that pretty interesting. I'm going to be sailing with a dog, and so pretty much interested in the difficulties involved with that. Seems like you really require a lot of advanced planning. So, insane, 1,200 new subscribers today. Awesome, man. That's awesome, Bob. Hey, I know I've been talking about it. We discussed you guys at my live stream yesterday, so... and, you know, it's really helping that you're getting on some of the Facebook groups and stuff and posting stuff. You got a lot of friends out there trying to help you guys out, which is pretty awesome. I do have some concerns about what's going to happen to you guys when you stop sailing for a bit. Yeah, most places just have to do it in advance. Yeah, got to get the paperwork into them well in advance, and then make sure all the dogs' paperwork and stuff are together and in good shape, and we'll get all that organized. I'm not I got to cross Canada. Very first thing I got to do once I sell my place here in Alaska is cross Canada, so I got to make sure the dog's papers and shots are all in order for that. We have one. I didn't catch that. French, I didn't catch that. Damn. Guys, I just can't read very much while I'm driving here, especially when they're coming so fast. So just show up with their records. Yeah, Canada won't be a problem. I just show up with the records and cross Canada. I'm concerned about down island and crossing that. So it'll be interesting to see what I run into, depending on what boat I buy and where I go. I was really excited about that boat I found yesterday. There's a 48-foot DeFore on the west coast. That's looks like it's in really nice shape, and it has one of the really new stern designs where the whole back of the boat opens up and folds down into a swim platform. So it's not really a sugar scoop. But it is when you're at anchor or in a mooring. It's just not while you're underway. So, okay, we're on some 3-lane highway now, so I'm slowing down a little bit to read some chat while I'm driving. Everybody's blowing my doors off. Eee, man, look at all this traffic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I can see 12 cars. That's a lot. Yeah, definitely maybe's rubbing it in out there sailing in Hawaii. That's just not cool. I missed that second post. It said we aren't something, and I didn't catch the rest of it. Sorry. Yeah, it's actually a beautiful sunny day now. The further south I go, I guess I'm driving out of the rain as I get closer to the coast. I'm going to drive all the way down to Anchorage today. So it's right on the coast. There's an inlet there that comes up off of the ocean. Okay, I gotta do some passing here. I'm gonna pass some RVs. For those of you that are wondering, old Grandpa drives a 2001 Ford Excursion with a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. So, great big honking truck for a great big honking guy. But man, that 7.3 liter turbo diesel, this thing's got some passing power and some towing power. It's been a great truck. In fact, it's the one thing I'm really going to wish I didn't sell when I do to go sailing. I'm half tempted to take this truck and park it on block someplace and leave it in storage, but I'm going to be gone sailing too long, and of course they won't have them when I come back. You'll never find one of these again. I found this one last year and got a hell of a deal on it. Just sold your place and moving or what? Oh man, I'm trying to sell my place. I'm really trying to sell my place. Why are you on the move? I am driving down to Anchorage to meet a customer to sign some documents. I sold his land. He has some land here. In fact, we are going to go buy it here in a little bit. He's got a couple acres. I think there's 3 acres for sale here on the side of the Parks Highway. And just off the Parks Highway down here, and we sold it for $45,000 for his couple acres, which is actually a pretty good price for it. The guy's a builder that's buying it. He's going to build a spec house on it and turn around and flip the spec house. But our property values here in Alaska have taken a real hit. If you remember back in, well, 3, 4, 5 years ago, fuel prices really came down, especially in the lower 48. You know, we were getting up to $3 a gallon, and it dropped down to under $2. Well, when that happened in the lower 48, it ruined our economy up here in Alaska. It really destroyed our economy. A lot of our income here is based off of oil. And so all of the guys working up on the North Slope doing all the exploration, can't talk today, they all got laid off. All the drilling that was going on, all the exploration got canceled. All those guys quit and headed out, and our property values here took a real nosedive. So this guy's lucky I sold his lot, so I'm going down to do the paperwork for him. Unfortunately, this guy does not have internet. If you can imagine someone today's day and age not having internet, he does not have an email address, doesn't even have a fax machine. He's just an old codger, and so I physically have to drive the 100 miles from my place to his place, actually a little more, 100 miles each way just to go down and get his signature on some documents. A wonderful life we lead. Hey, at least I've got some really scenic places to look at while I'm driving through all this. So, pretty area here. A little message there for Kelly. Meg says hello. So, Bob, what's going on with you guys now? I thought you were heading over to look at that boat today. When are you going to go look at it? Only been to the Anchorage area. Yeah, Bob, you probably flew in and out of Anchorage. It's a major hub. Anchorage is a big major hub. A lot of the traffic going over to the Orient goes through Anchorage. So you're going tomorrow to look at it. Cool, down to St. Martin. Very cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what that Lagoon 440 looks like. The Lagoon 440 is without a doubt my favorite boat. I chartered one, oh gosh, 2005, 2006, I think, somewhere back then. I chartered that was the first time I chartered. I've chartered a few of them since then, but I chartered one down in the BVI, the Castellina, I think her name was, because I chartered the Castellina and the Castellina 2, which was her sister ship a couple years later, and then I chartered the Waypoint, which was a 42. 42 is nice. The 440 is an awesome boat. Absolutely awesome boat. I missed that message there. I saw there was something, but I missed it. But hey, Declan. I see Declan's on here. Welcome, buddy. I'm driving down the Parks Highway in Alaska and just thought I'd get on here and test out the live stream function with my phone. So, and completely on the cellular network, so my service is intermittent. I mean, I am up here in Alaska, so as I get down into some of these bottoms away from the cell towers, it gets pretty bad. And right now it's probably pretty good because I'm in an area here close to a tower. So but yeah, I really like the Lagoon 440. I prefer the owner's version. Obviously, for myself, I wouldn't want a charter version. Just seems like the bathrooms and stuff have more space to them. I think the French put way too many bathrooms on their boats. You know, the 4-cabin Lagoon has 4 heads. It doesn't need 4 heads. I can understand having 4 cabins, but if you have 4 cabins, you should be able to do just fine with 2 heads. But engine times are a little high, but if they are, yeah, I think get the rest of that. Yep. I think that 440 is going to work for you. 4,800 hours on those engines, you know, that's some high mileage, but they're not dead at that. And I'm not sure if it was that 440 that I read about or another one, but they painted the bottoms, and so they resealed the sail drive. They put new sail drive seals on it, if that's the one I'm thinking about. I do remember the panels on that looked like they were in pretty bad shape. Larger cabins and larger heads are better. Yeah, just have 2 cabins with 1 head on either side would be fine. They are made for the charter market, absolutely. The 4-cabin, 4-head ones are made for the charters, is what the French like. I think they should do a 4-cabin, 2-head and have a larger, more luxurious head, more room. I think that would probably be better received by the American market, but, you know, that's just me. I think they're awesome boats. I didn't see what size the engines were on that. I think the one you're looking at has the 40 horsepower engines. Some of them go all the way up to 75 horsepower engines, although the 40s will be fine. A little underpowered, but they'll be fine. If for any reason you guys decide to swap out those engines in that Lagoon, step up to the 75 horsepower Yanmars. I believe they bolt up to the same sail drives, just give you a whole lot more room in that 440. So let's see. The other things on the 440 you got to be concerned about is the floorboards on both port and starboard hull. They use only like 3/4 inch material for the framing, and then they put the deck boards down, which are 3/4. And what happens is, you know, there's just a little bit of movement around them, and so the upright pieces at the top of them, they'll put a piece of thin trim, like some 3/4 inch trim around the edge, which will be glued and screwed into the upright part that forms the base of the frame, basically creating like a floor joist, if you will. But the way they made them, it's just not a good design. What happens is those little pieces on both sides that are glued and screwed to the sides, those break off, those snap off, and then your floorboards get wobbly. You step in one corner and the floor comes up and goes down. And so what I would do on one of those is I would get down in there and shave that framing piece down, and then put something solid across the top, like, you know, a piece of 2x4 or something, you know, out of mahogany or cedar or something, you know, better material, teak even possibly. But I would put down a much heavier support then for those floorboard panels to sit on. But maybe I just noticed that because I'm a great big guy, and man, when I step on a floor, I step on a floor. You know, I'm not a real lightweight, skinny person, so maybe I noticed that more than most people. Maybe a thinner, lighter person have that